You're listening to a brand new episode of Straight Outta Austin, brought to you by the 4-Eyed Radio Network. Yeah, put some bacon on that. If you want more bacony shows, go to 4eyeradio.com. Bacon.
This 4-Eyed Radio production is brought to you by America Joy Print Shop. All your printing needs taken care of in one convenient place. Visit americajoy.com for business cards, flyers, banners, decals, car wraps, and more. Visit americajoy.com.
Welcome, listener, out there in podcast land. I know you're probably sitting there thinking, hey, it's a Monday night. It's late. Let me listen to a little bit of Straight Outta Austin. Or you're listening to this via podcast sometime later in the future. You're like, hey, when are they going to start talking about stuff that I care about? Well, it might be a minute. See, you might want to go and get a snack and come back.
Order a pizza or two.
Yeah. Like a giant deep dish.
Courtesy of Bad Berry.
Yeah, I wish we could get like a pizza sponsorship so we can just plug it. It's like, hey, why don't you go on down to Pizza Patrones, or is it Pizza?
Yeah, Pizza Patron.
Pizza Patron, and get yourself a large pepperoni. Tell them Prometheus sent you. It's like $5 more. I hate that bastard.
Hey, buddy, you still owe me $5. But the coupon, that ain't no coupon.
Yeah, right.
That's an IOU.
That's just a piece of line paper you drew a smiley face on. That ain't no coupon. I remember the last time you threw up on my pizza. It's like, hey, buddy, not my fault. You undercooked it.
I don't think I've ever thrown up from undercooked pizza.
No, neither have I. I don't think I've ever. I don't even know how you can really even undercook a pizza. I mean, you can if the dough is just like still raw.
Yeah, I know it's not that interesting, but I have a funny undercooked food story.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Nate, our buddy Nat. I hate calling him Nate.
Yeah, I was gonna say we will not refer to him as Nate.
His name's Nathaniel. You might know him. We usually refer to him as Sir Hooper. Well, once upon a time in high school. Well, that was actually after high school.
Yeah, it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Don't remind me how old I am. Like, roughly 11 years ago, when I was about 19, Nat came back into town for the summer from college. And my mom had just made some fresh tamales. And actually, I'll dial that back. It's probably around Thanksgiving time, because that's the only time or Christmas time is the only time she ever makes it. So anyways, my mom had made a crap load of them, and when he came over, I made about 10 or 15, and me and my brother and my dad had already gone through a bunch of them, gone through the ones that I cooked. And there was a few left over, so I put them in a bowl and put them in the fridge. So when he came over, my mom told him, like, hey, there's some tamales here in the fridge for you. Just go ahead and get them and put them in the microwave, and you're good to go. So he went and grabbed the bowl, and he put it in the microwave, and then when they were ready, 3 minutes later, he just started eating away. Yeah. And then I was looking at his plate, and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's like 12 tamales on there. You know, it's like the three of us alone, you know, we attacked like a whole plate of 15, and he just like downed 7 of them.
Nice.
Okay, so the funny thing is, he grabbed the wrong plate. He grabbed a plate of tamales that hadn't even been cooked yet. They had just, like the maíz, or maize, as people, white people, had just been rolled and then pressed onto the corn husks. Wow. And then the meat was added, and then it was rolled. And then my mom put them on a plate. She gave Nat the benefit of the doubt. Big mistake there. By putting them next to them and letting him deduce which ones were the cooked ones.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Yeah. Apparently, just because your family's from Belize doesn't automatically mean you're Latino. So yeah, maybe she was assuming the Latino part of him was like, oh, he'll know a tamale when he's a cooked tamale. No. He ate 7 or 8 of those motherfuckers raw. And then my mom stopped him mid tamale.
Did he finish like the last bite? Hold on.
No, yeah, my mom stopped him. It's like, Nat, where did you grab those? He was like, they were on the plate, like you said. It's like, no, Nathaniel, no. They were in a bowl, not a plate. Something like that. She's like, mijo, you're eating raw tamales. I haven't even put them in the pressure cooker yet. And Nat just looked at her like with this like weird face. Like, you know the face.
Yeah.
And he was just like, well, they're still good. And he just kept eating it. He just kept eating it.
I knew it.
He just kept eating it. I was like, dude, they were just so gross raw. I'm not like gross, but I mean, would you eat a cold waffle? You know?
I don't even think it would work with a waffle. It would just be batter. You just eat it with a spoon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a frozen waffle or something, you know? Just anything frozen or not quite. Or like, okay, cookie dough, I'd fucking take.
That's
I'd
hilarious.
Go to town on that shit. But yeah, it's just crazy. And then he eats the other 3.
Wow. Okay, because like I can understand making the mistake or whatever. Maybe the microwave cooked it enough to where it was like not deadly.
Yeah.
But once someone's like, your food is raw, you might be like, all right, let me at least throw this in the oven or something.
I mean, the thing is, the meat is cooked.
Oh,
you know.
Okay.
But it's just the maize. The maize is raw.
Oh, okay, I got it.
So it's not cooked. It's not hot and soft. It's just like it's that gooey like dough form still.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't get cooked and it doesn't get that like nice steamy fluffiness after you're done steaming it. You know.
Well, hey, if it's good, it's good.
If it's good, it's good. That's what he said. You know, he was like, "Well, they're still good," and then he commenced to eat the other 3.
2 days later, his stomach imploded.
The worst part is, like 30 minutes later, the next batch was fully done, and we all started, you know, going to town on those. And he was just like, "I'm full."
I would have laughed so hard if he would have eaten a bite. It's like I liked it better raw.
You know, I don't even think that's the worst part. The first one he ate, he actually bit through the corn husk instead of like unwrapping it.
See, I was waiting for that because I was going to say I have a tamale story. The very first time I had them, I didn't know you're supposed to take it out of the husk. I just like bit down on it, and then my friend was like, "Hey, you're supposed to take that out of the husk." I was like, "Oh yeah, totally," because I eat tamales all the time.
Yeah, I try not to hold it up against Nat, but you know he makes these mistakes in life all the time, so it's just like, put another one on the food flub, you know?
Oh man, good times. Well, with that. This is Prometheus.
This is Agamemnon.
This is Straight Outta Austin.
And we'd like to welcome you here today.
Do we?
Well, we got no one joining us yet. Yeah. Although, Mixler did mention us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. For those of you who are listening via podcast, you can listen to us live on Mixler every Monday. Right now it's at 11. We might move it to an earlier time. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention. Bobby Beatle, as you can hear, is not here. He
won't be here for a while.
I thought he was going to be here next week.
Okay, yeah, he'll be here. He'll be here next. Fine, make me eat my words live.
I hope they taste like raw tamales.
Yeah.
All right, so I got the first topic here. So, you know, you watch movies and you see people making these like death-defying escapes. You know, they jump through windows, through glass, and get unscathed, or you know, they jump off of a building onto another building. Sometimes they try and escape through garbage chutes. Well, let me tell you, that's the power of Hollywood magic. Because for two would-be bank robbers, they attempted to elude police that were searching for them in an apartment complex by jumping into the garbage chute, and they fell 200 feet into the trash in the basement. Robbing Gutheridge, 26, plunged from the 21st floor of the Clinton Plaza Apartments a few blocks from the Chase Bank branch he had robbed earlier, according to Sergeant Thomas Cornelian. It's a pretty cool name, Cornelian. He was conscious and told police he had climbed into the garbage chute to avoid being captured. Police estimate that he fell about 210 feet before landing on the garbage and a compactor at the bottom. He was able to slow himself down by holding the side of the chute, and the garbage may have cushioned the fall, but he did get severe injuries. Firefighters moved the compactor and moved Gutheridge from the chute, police said. They should have just left him in the trash.
I know. they just reenact his, you ever wanted to know what would have happened to Luke and the others had they not got out of the trash compactor?
Yeah, right.
No. It was like, well, too bad. Bleep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they just turned it on. They probably would have happened to, like, Judge Dredd. You have been sentenced to death.
No! By compactor.
No appeals necessary. Yeah, it says he was in critical condition Friday at Upstate University Hospital, where he was in the intensive care unit with fractures and internal injuries. Oh, man. Let's see. They say he fled on foot with an undisclosed amount of cash after robbing the bank. After detectives learned he was seen entering a nearby apartment building, they began searching the building. And that's when the maintenance worker told him he could hear someone calling for help from the garbage chute in the basement.
Stop throwing trash on me!
Yeah, right.
It hurts.
I wonder if he was hoping he could land on the money. This cash will break my fall.
He's got a bunch of Benjamin Franklins up his ass.
Yeah, right. Benny Fraggle, save me! Oh, where's it at?
It must suck just like hearing noises from the chute, and you just hear.
Oh, you know the trash is coming. There's nothing you can do about it.
You're just like, oh my god, my leg's broken. I can't move.
Yeah, right. He's like trying to crawl, and he's like barely moves like 2 feet, and he just ends up moving like right into the path of the trash.
Getting hit with a trash bag full of like cum rags.
It's like, I robbed this bank so I could get out of doing things like this.
Oh, it was a bank. I thought it was a hotel.
Oh, no,
all this like nasty shit getting.
Oh, no. Yeah, he was in an apartment trash dumpster, but he had robbed a bank. No, that's what I meant. He robbed the bank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, apartment. Yeah, it's probably even nastier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Hotel. I guess it depends on the level of hotel.
Yeah.
Like if it's like the Sands Motel off of Ben White.
The seediest, classiest place you'll ever be.
Every time I drive by there, I think someone is selling meth and a hooker is getting banged. Like with not even for money, just for that meth that was just purchased. Like, I just feel like if anyone ever walked in there, like, for one, you're going to need a tetanus shot just instantly. You're going to definitely...
And a chest x-ray for tuberculosis.
You're probably going to suffer 2 to 3 stab wounds and at least 1 bullet wound. There won't even be a...
And that's just the first 20 minutes.
There won't even be a bullet fired. All of a sudden, you'll be like, what the hell? Why am I bleeding?
Is that an exit wound?
Like, that place just looks like so dirty. So, in other words, it's a good place to take a first date. Depending the type of classy person you are.
Depending where you found them.
Yeah, right.
How much you paid for them.
And where you intend to leave them after the deed is done.
Let's just say, if it's the dumpster, that's probably as classy as it gets.
Yeah, you just throw them down the food chute.
Anything better than the dumpster or Wendy's is too much for them.
Yeah, Wendy's has classy dumpsters because they got square beef. When officers checked it out, they found Gutheridge trapped in the compactor. Canalian said he had some of the bank's money on him. He's under police guard at the hospital, will be charged with robbery when his condition improves, unless he dies.
Was it really that bad?
Well, they said he's in critical condition, so I guess he didn't slow down his fall enough to not be half dead.
How much does it suck when, like, you're holding on to the sides? Like, you're perfectly healthy, falling like 10, 20 miles an hour, 210 feet. That had to have lasted like 5 or 6 seconds of just like the most frightening experience of his life. He's like 10 seconds, my leg's going to be broken, my butt bone's going to be tickling the back of my tongue. My God.
I'm sure he was like getting cut up the entire way down. He's like, this isn't the way it happened in the Matrix.
When he was expecting to like go through the wall and like bounce back up and then hit
like when they're like sliding down when they're in the wall and Agent Smith is coming after him and Morpheus sacrifices himself.
I thought you were referring to the jump.
Oh.
Nobody makes the jump. What does it mean? Doesn't mean anything.
It's like the cops get in there and they're like trying to haul him out of the dumpster. He's got a pop.
Yeah, he's got a pop.
Or better yet, like he thinks he's like scot-free. He's like, oh yeah, I totally got out of here. And he hears the sirens, and he's like, he sees the flashlights, like, sir, come out with your hands up. And this one tear drips down his face. Not like this. Not like this. It's like his rib bone sticking through his stomach.
Oh, man. That's good stuff. Poor guy. Poor guy.
Fuck that guy. Let that be a lesson. Don't rob banks. I feel
and
like
if you do, don't hide in a fucking trash chute.
Don't try to escape like you're in a Hollywood movie. Unless, of course, you're in a Hollywood movie, which he obviously wasn't.
Learn how to fall.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You should have taken some judo, learn how to break fall. Oh, man. I don't know. I like stories like that because it's just like, even when the criminal justice system fails, it's like stuff like that. The problem's self-correcting. It's like even if he sees no jail time, he already has paid. He already has suffered. It's like, oh, I won't do that again.
He'll never do it again because he's learned or he's dead.
Well, and he's probably can't even walk. He won't do it again because he can't walk up 20 flights of stairs.
His butt bones tickling the back of his tongue.
Well, speaking of criminals, I have a story about a criminal attorney. Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman to get a spinoff as a prequel to the original. Hey, it's Saul Goodman, because it's Saul Goodman. Hey, be excited, jackass. Anyway, those that have been paying attention to Breaking Bad, it's been fantastic. It's been a great ride. It's almost over. We got, 2 episodes left. Oh, man. So it's like one of those things where it's like, it's so nice where it's like, the series is about to end, but you know that at least there's something in the Breaking Bad universe that's going to continue. And initially, when they had announced this, Vince Gilligan was making it seem like it was going to continue after Breaking Bad, so people were like, well, does that mean Saul's going to survive? And he was saying, like, I don't know if they have the quote here, but he was pretty much likening Saul to a cockroach. He's like, this is the guy that always survives, despite all the shady stuff he does, He's that type of guy. Yeah. He's that sleazy lawyer that somehow, always gets away with it. But now that they're announcing it as a prequel, people are like, oh, well, Saul's going to die now, and no one wants Saul to die. He's such a great guy.
I wouldn't mind. I find him, well, I don't really, what's his name, Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah.
I don't think he's all that funny. I think he's really fucking annoying.
I don't know. I love Saul. Saul's like one of my favorite characters.
Maybe. I don't care for Bob Odenkirk at all.
Well, see, I haven't really seen him in much prior to this. I know he was in, Mr. Show, but I never watched that.
I didn't like that. I saw a couple of episodes. I didn't get a chance. There was one, I think, no, I don't even know. That might have been a David Cross show or something. Anyways, yeah, I didn't like it. And then the Brothers Solomon, I think he directed that one.
Oh, okay, I never saw
that movie was shit.
See, you'll like Saul a lot more when you haven't seen him in anything else. And that way it's like
maybe.
That way it's like I don't see him as Bob Odenkirk. He's just Saul. That's all I know him as.
Well, there's a fan base that loves him. And then also he was also on another show I fucking hate, the Tim and Eric Awesome.
Yeah, I heard he did do a lot of cameos in that. I don't know. Well, I hated that show so much I never saw it, so I never saw him in that show.
Oh, I saw it a bunch of times. The one that I wanted to like so much was the one that had Jack Black in it. Because I love Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching it and I was like, how do you make Jack Black not funny? That shit was so boring.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. That was a terrible show. But the Saw spinoff should be good. I don't know. The thing that's really interesting, because it's like, especially like these last few episodes have been really dark. Mm-hmm. And it's like such a serious drama, and then Saul's always like, the comedic, input. So it's like, and they're thinking about doing it as a comedy. So it'll be interesting to see something that's in the Breaking Bad universe that's like such a departure from what you've like gotten to know from it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It'd be interesting if like they somehow still had like a Walt cameo from when he like before he becomes Heisenberg.
Yeah.
And he's still like the goofy, like Malcolm in the Middle type dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Like maybe it's just like a little like nod to that. I think that would be funny. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's one of those things that can definitely crash and burn very easily,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It should be pretty decent. Even if someone doesn't like Bob Odenkirk.
I'm definitely gonna be passing on that show.
I'll be sure to tell you all about it.
Okay.
Anyway, in other spin-off news, the spin-off that nobody was asking for, the Walking Dead spin-off.
Let's hear
it's
it.
just like, okay, I love Walking Dead, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it. I cannot wait for Season 4. Season 3 was great. I felt like it kind of slipped. Like, the first few episodes were really good, and the last few, and kind of in the middle, kind of slowed down. Obviously, Claire was a really good episode. But yeah, Walking Dead, I've been enjoying, the series as a whole. And I like the idea, in and of itself, of a spinoff. But the fact that there are only 4 seasons in, it seems way too soon. It's like there's still so much to tell with those characters, and it feels like a cash grab. And really, like, they have the AMC president and general manager, Charlie Collier, or whatever the fuck his name is. It says, building on the success of the most popular show on television for adults 18 to 49 is literally a no-brainer. So it's not like they felt like, oh, we have this great story to tell with all these other characters. Instead, it's more of a, oh, hey, yeah, this show's popular, let's make another one. It's really see-through. And it kind of worries me because it's like, well, are they going to take as much care as they have with Walking Dead? And even Walking Dead itself has had a lot of problems. Like, they fucking lose showrunners like people fucking lose sweat. It's ridiculous. Like, they lost their showrunner, halfway through Season 3? Like, now they finally have a new one that will maybe stay on with the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And, they've had a lot of problems with writing. It's like, just their main show has issues that they still need to iron out. And they're like, we could do that, but I have a better idea. Let's just make another show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm very skeptical, very cautious. I mean, I'll watch it. Like I said, I like the idea of seeing, hey, because obviously everyone's in Georgia. At least it's just like one small part of what's happening in this universe.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, maybe another city in America, maybe even in another country to see, like, how are they dealing with it, Yeah. I mean, just the contrast between, like, the, Rick's group in the prison in Woodbury, you see this whole different dynamic of how people have been surviving.
Yeah.
So, you see somewhere in a completely different environment, it's like, oh, this is really interesting. Everyone has their own little tricks and stuff that they've learned. So that will be interesting in that regard, but I don't know. I just feel like if it's not coming from a creative place, so that's not its influence to make a spinoff, I feel like, it's not going to be that great.
I kind of disagree. Without even knowing what the show's going to be about, because they haven't really said much on it, I have a feeling they're going to start following I think they're going to stay within Georgia, and I have a feeling they're going to go with the Walking Dead video game to combine the two.
Yeah.
Because the Walking Dead video game was really pretty good. I didn't care for it too much. It was gripping. It's just funny, like, I feel the way everyone else feels about the game, but I still didn't care for it.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like it was a little bit of a waste of time. Although at the end I did feel for the main character. But there was just parts where it was just like, this is bullshit. This shouldn't happen, blah, 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 But, Glenn and, what's the old dude's name? I always forget. I always want to call him Herschel. I always want to call him Randall. Herschel, they make cameos in the game. So it's obviously around the same part, but they end up going to, like, Savannah, I believe, at the end of the game. So, I don't know. I definitely think that they could use that as source material. And now that there's a second game coming, I think there's just more to add to it. I mean, and obviously they'll probably still go a different direction, even if they do choose to go with that source material. But I don't know. That's just my theory. I think they'll use the game as their spin-off show to see like how well it'll do, and to see if the video game story was just as great or as gripping or as incredible as the original. Yeah, the original show.
I don't know. I'd be really disappointed if they did that, because it's
really?
like I just feel like they have so much more that they could explore if they put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
As opposed to, hey, let's rehash what we've already done. Let's reuse, like, hey, here's a Glenn cameo. I mean, and I can see that being more for like ratings, but I just feel like they have like a real opportunity to do something really interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of what I would hope to see, but I doubt it. I don't know. I kind of agree with you. That's probably the direction they probably would go.
Yeah.
Just having it tie. That way they can have crossovers. If they have a really popular character in the spinoff, he shows up, and him and Daryl have a bromance because everyone loves Daryl, and if they have another Daryl type character, So, I don't know.
There wasn't really a Daryl type character in the game, though.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they'll shoehorn one into the show.
Yeah.
His name will just be like, I don't know, Farrell or something.
Well, this group, like, it just consisted of a bunch of people that shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a group of, like, I think it was like 8 or 9, and it just ends up being like 1 or 2 people at the very end of it. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, people get lost or die, or, you know, and it's all like your choice, you know. So the whole the choices thing was supposed to like bring you in to make you feel more towards the characters, but some of the choices are unavoidable. No, like no matter what you do, like there's still like the linear plot that it wants to take you. So
yeah,
you know, it's almost like the Mass Effect, where no matter what you do with the world at large, your ending's going to be the same.
Yeah,
You know? Like, no matter how many resources you gather up, or what you do, or who you bring to you in the fight at the very end, or who you end up saving one over the other person, the very final result is the same, you know, for everyone. Like, you know, that one person dies and this one person lives, and at the end, you know, it's the same like after credits ending.
Yeah.
You know, like no matter what you do or who die, like all the people that are supposed to die. At maybe at different times, but they still gonna die.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just kind of like you basically just get to mix your own story. But the ending's going to be the same. So you get to make, in that sense, you get to make it more personable.
I don't know. I always hate when they do that, where it's like you have all these choices and it's supposed to have like an impact, and it's like, oh, here's the same generic ending.
Exactly. So you don't, and I don't know. Were you ever planning to play that game?
What, the Walking Dead game?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to spoil it. There's a part where
T-Dog dies.
Yeah, well, like your main character is this black guy. I forget his name.
T-Dog.
But there's a part in because they're broken down in the episodes. So episode 4, I believe, he gets bit by a zombie, and it's unavoidable. Like you go towards this thing, and then you see the little girl. She goes missing.
Yeah.
Her name's Clementine, and you're like wondering where she went, and then you see her hat on the other side of the gate in the house you were being holed up in, protecting yourself from zombies. So you jump the fence and you go towards the hat, and you can either go towards the hat or towards something else. Well, I went towards the something else. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
And I got bit by a zombie, and it saves it immediately once you get bit during the what do you call it, the cutscene.
Yeah.
So you can't undo that decision. So, but then I found out that even if you go for the hat first, or no, I was reaching for the hat, I'm sorry. If you go to the other way, it's pretty much to anticipate the zombie that's coming.
Yeah.
But you still get bit in the same spot anyway.
It's so stupid.
So you don't get to fight it off and avoid that, you know? So in throughout the rest of episode 4 and all the way into episode 5, you're just trying to fight off the infection.
Yeah.
And eventually you like saw your arm off. Just to buy you some more time, but eventually you're going to get turned into a zombie. So then you plead with the little girl to kill you.
Gotcha.
You know? So
how come Herschel survived when he got his foot chopped off?
Because it was immediate.
Oh, okay, he waited a while.
Yeah, because this happened like literally like days later. A day or two later.
Yeah.
You know, towards like, you know, he was already sick, and he was like, well, maybe if I, you know, chop the arm off. So it's like doing it. The same thing with Herschel, but with Herschel, it was all in the moment. So like,
it was like,
you know, he's got like a huge flesh wound, and it's just like, well, it fucking hurts, just go ahead. But like, he's already like gotten, you know, he's already like been able to like recover from the initial pain. So his body's like somewhat back to normal. Now he's just sick. But then it's like you're putting your body through that shock and adrenaline rush all over again, just to saw off the arm.
I see.
So then he's got no arm, so he's like half bleeding everywhere.
Well, let that be a lesson to procrastinators. If you get bit by a zombie, you might want to take care of that shit immediately.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really interesting, like what happens at the end, and you start feeling for certain characters. But there were just parts where just like it doesn't matter because there's already these preordained choices. Like they're choices, but it's the same outcome.
Yeah.
So it's not really a choice; it's more like fate.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
But they put fate on a platter and it's like, all right, well, pick which entree you want first.
Yeah.
You know, which appetizer you want first, because you know you're gonna end up eating both of them anyways.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, it's unfortunate because it really waters down, like, the whole concept of it, where it's like, yeah, if you're going to be put in this situation to make different choices, like, they should definitely have, like, they should have a whole bunch of different outcomes.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand with it being episodic, obviously they have to come to a certain conclusion, but it's almost like each episode should be, like, a different character. That way, it's like, however it ends, you know?
Yeah.
Or even if they write it to where it's like, you know, if one character dies and you start the next episode with whatever characters are left, you know, it just kind of builds on itself. Kind of like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's kind of how the episodes are, but it's like, at the very end is where it just kind of gets, like, really super linear.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, and that's kind of why I didn't like the series, because you can't, and it's really restrictive, so you can't go around looking for supplies and this and that, you know. It's like, it gives you really, like, set amount, like, you find the things that you need to find to progress in the game, you know, but you can't look for supplies or stock up on ammo or anything like that. Like, you have, like, 3 or 4 bullets, and it's, like, shunned for you to, like, really shoot anything. So, like, when the game starts, it's like, you know, you're in the back of a police cruiser because you killed, you get arrested for killing the man that had sex with your wife, and you're a college professor, so you're on the way to get taken to county for booking, I guess. And then you get the officer that's driving, you guys are talking and whatnot, and then all of a sudden there's, like, a zombie in the road, and he hits a zombie, and then you fly off into, like, a forest in the middle of nowhere, and you're outside of Atlanta, and so you look at the officer, and he's dead, and then you see the shotgun, and you find the key, and then you take it out, and everything's, like, really slow, and then you see, like, 2 or 3 zombies coming at you, so then you get the shotgun, and then you shoot, or it's one zombie, and then you shoot the zombie, I think, and then the cop comes back to life, he's a zombie, so then you shoot him. But it's like, okay, now let me go look for more ammo, you know? And I was automatically treating it as a shooter. I was like, oh, there's no more use for the shotgun anymore. I have to set it down or do something else. So it's like you're wandering through the forest and you go into the next scene where you find that little girl and you don't have shotgun or shotgun shells. It's like, really? There's not, like, a whole pack in the trunk of the fucking car. Like, and and you don't keep the shotgun for the rest of the...
lame.
Yeah, so it's not like you keep, like, this set amount, like, you're going to have a pistol with all this ammo, and then the shooting's, like, really, like, it's intentionally, like, pop, 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 you know, it's, like, really timed shots, and it's, like, really shaky. I don't know, it's just, it's a little frustrating. It really wasn't. I mean, I still did really good, but at the same time, it's just like, this game is kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's understandable. I don't know. It just seems like, I mean, obviously it's one of those games where the whole thing is supposed to be the story and, you know, the emotional experience of having to make the choices, but I think it's like, when you kind of take away some of the other gameplay elements, it can kind of, you know, distract from it.
Yeah, it really does, and a lot of people forgave all that because, like, oh, well, it just added to the sensation, like the feeling that you know, that I got from it. It made me feel more scared and more helpless in this world, and I think that's what they were trying to go for. I was like, yeah, or maybe the game's just fucking broken. Like, that's how I felt. And, like, you know, I was getting 5 out of 5s and 8 or 9 or 10 out of 10s. Like, oh, it's an incredible game. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a great game, but I wouldn't give it any higher than, like, maybe like a 7.5. You know, there was still a lot left to be desired. And then the whole choices thing at the very end, I was just kind of like, really? This is it? Like, I couldn't, like, this dude was, like, the only, like, badass character, and like I made him make some shitty decisions and stuff, but I made him make some really good decisions too, and it's like no matter what you did, he was gonna die. So I was like, yeah, that's dumb. That's stupid. You know, and I get it, like, you want me to get super emotionally invested in this character, but like, you should have just made a fucking linear story instead of all this choices bullshit. You know? I don't know. Because it was like the same thing in Mass Effect 3, like Mortis or Morden. Fuck, what is his name? I don't know, whatever. He's an alien dude, the really cool one that I love. And there's a scenario where he dies, and you go through all these different, like 4 or 5 different choices, and he dies no matter what. But there's one choice only, and it's got to be exactly. You have to pick all the right factors, and he lives.
Gotcha.
You know, but otherwise, it's pretty much set up to, like, no matter what you pick, he dies, unless you just happen to pick those certain choices, or you just look it up and like,
Yeah.
all right, you got to be really shady on all these choices, and then you survive. Like you lie to the dude about the genophage thing, and then you tell him like, yeah, we're gonna fix your genetic code so that you can have more babies, because the way they fixed this race's genetic code was like only 1 in 1,000 was gonna be born, and 999 will be stillborns.
Yeah.
You know, just to control, because they're a really aggressive race. So it's to control their population, but they're dwindling faster than they're able to procreate.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh yeah, we'll fix your genophage, and then Mortis or whatever. He's like, well, I do have the cure, and then you just tell him, like, nah, we'll lie. We'll just say we will.
Yeah,
and then we won't upload the what do you call it? The change to the DNA thing. And so when you do that, then he doesn't waste the time trying to do all that shit.
Oh,
so
I
he's
see.
able to escape.
Gotcha.
But otherwise, like, he'll just end up dying. So I wish I knew that, because he ended up dying. Fucking ass. Of all the people I wanted to venture with me in the journey, I was like, no.
Why did I try and save that race of people?
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, it ended up helping in the long run, because you have like the strongest race, like, all coming to help you. But then at the end, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because you're still going to be left with the same 3 choices on how the game ends, and they all pretty much kind of more or less end this with the same cinematic. Although, like, the overall quality of life is going to be different, I guess. But that's for another podcast.
Synthesis. Oh, I got a quick one here. Pretty much this is about Netflix and how it picks its programming. It was just kind of interesting. But apparently Netflix is targeting, like, they're looking at what's popular for people to download illegally, and those are the shows that they want to buy, to have on their Netflix streaming. Unfortunately, Game of Thrones is not one of them, despite being the most pirated television show. But apparently, for their Dutch market, they acquired the rights to Prison Break, since it was very popular in pirate sites. Let's see here. That's the only one they really list. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. It's like, for all the stuff like Netflix has done wrong, where it seems like they're not really paying attention to what people like and what they're interested in. Like, this is like, even though it's like kind of an odd story and kind of an odd one, but it's like, at least they kind of have like their ear to the street to be like, oh, okay, well, people really like this show. They're downloading the shit out of it. Let's actually just offer it. So then, maybe they'll come to our service, because it'll save them some time on downloading and computer viruses. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. But that's pretty much it for that one. I don't know if you had anything to chime in.
I think it's just really interesting, especially with the amount of anime that they used to have, and now they don't have any. I would say, at least in America, people download and torrent and pirate tons of anime, excluding myself. But no, man, I mean, they had a lot of great selection, and now their anime is like pretty much Shampoo and Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, there's a few other good shows, but they're just not like, to me, they're not like stellar programming.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's like crappy fan service, like Vampire Bund and like, well, I like High School of the Dead, but
yeah,
it's a good kind of fan service where it's like fun and entertaining, and it's also like a little scary sometimes, and all the rest is just kind of like low quality, kind of shifty story. I don't know, man. Just, what was one of them? Desert Punk? That show is so garbage. So fucking garbage. And, I don't know. They had, that's where I was getting my Ghost in the Shell fix for the longest time. They took that off. They had Naruto, with English subtitles. Took that off. Like, I don't know, man. It's just been pissing me off. They've yet to get Bebop on there. Now that Funimation, I don't know. I just wish they would cut a deal with Funimation. There's still no Gundam.
Yeah.
They had Macross on there, and I was catching up. Like, I hadn't seen Macross since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, the whole thing. Macross is actually like 3 different Japanese shows, all spliced into one from America. But it was great. It was an awesome show, and I got it like I don't know, 20 episodes in.
Yeah.
And then they took it off. And I was just like, really? What the fuck, man? Like, you're taking off all the good shit. And then somewhere along the way, they ended up taking off, like, when the shows go off.
Yeah, that was the most annoying thing.
I don't understand why. Like, I didn't get that. So I don't know. And then they went through like a whole stint with a few NBC shows like Third Rock and 30 Rock and Parks and Rec, to where and some of these other shows where they had like the completed seasons, and then like or King of the Hill and South Park they did the same thing. Where it's like South Park they had like all 12 seasons or 11 seasons at the time, and then all of a sudden it was like select episodes. So in total there was like 100 and something, like literally half of what the entire library is.
Yeah.
I was like, why? And all of a sudden, King of the Hill, like that was a show that I watched all the time when I first got Netflix, and it had 13 seasons on there, and then all of a sudden it was just like 5 or 6 episodes from each season. Yeah. I was like, why? Like, what the hell is going on? And there's like no updates, no news, and it's like that's the one thing that Netflix is missing. Like, they don't have an update on their website. It's just like the login screen, and then when you log in, there's your queue. There's no like news or updates or what's going on in the world of TV and television and movies. Nothing. Or like, hey, what's coming new? You know, here's a list of all the new titles. Yeah. Not just titles that we think you're gonna like that happen to be new and coming out.
Yeah, they're really shitty with communicating with people that have their service.
Well, even their suggestions thing is garbage because like new releases comes out, and I had to go looking for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to see that there was a 4th season that just got uploaded. I was like, how come this doesn't come on? It's like, I've seen all 3 seasons, and it still doesn't come up on, like, the anime section at all there. It's just, like, all this garbage anime that I am not interested in.
Yeah, it seems like very few things, because I know they have the thing where sometimes they'll give you the email alert.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten 2. I got one for Avengers, and I got one for Breaking Bad when they put, like, Season 4 on there. But it's just like, you would think with the whole thing where they have like their suggested list and like, you know, hey, you watched this, so here's another show you might like.
Yeah.
They would know like, hey, you watched 7 seasons of this show, Season 8's there now. Like, you know, like something like that. Or even if you could make like a profile to do it. Or even where it's like, especially with movies, where it's like if these movies are out on DVD, you can like flag it where it's like, hey, when this is now on Netflix, it lets you know.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of things they could do to improve the service.
Well, see, there was stuff that they had that when you were able to rent and stream for the same price.
Oh, yeah.
They had that to where it's like, oh, well, put this show in your queue. So, what was it? Spaced.
Yeah.
Was one that I ended up getting on DVD and watching, and I was like, oh, this show's fucking great because I had never seen it before. But I put it like on a queue for if it went to streaming, then it would. If it went to online streaming, then I would be notified, and it would just show up in my instant queue.
Yeah.
And then one day suddenly it did, but it was like a year and a half after, or 2 years after they had split the subscription, so you had to pay for DVDs and streaming separately. But I guess that little queue thing was still in effect. But then, you know, once those things take effect, then it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go back to like the DVDs and be like, hey, put this in my instant queue once it's available, like you used to be able to.
Yeah.
Like they got rid of all the stuff that just made the whole concept of Netflix ingenious.
Yeah.
You know? And now it's just like a shell of what it used to be. And I don't know, I know it's a lot off topic, but there's like a lot of stuff that I'm pissed off with Netflix about that I hadn't said ever. And then it's cool that, you know, they're using like piracy measures, but you know they're still not going to get Game of Thrones, and they're going to, and they're still going to put.
Really not their fault though.
I know.
HBO,
but it's like, you know, what's the point? Because that's the one show everybody wants them to have.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know?
Pretty much.
I'm sure they'll have a Game of Thrones on DVD, but I don't subscribe to that anymore because that's my boycott. But you know, there's other shows that, like, or like they do C-list versions of movies that come out. Like, what was that movie with that alien movie with Michelle Rodriguez and Aaron Eckhart? Battle for Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
So they made one called Battle Los Angeles with fucking Kel Mitchell.
Sounds fantastic.
I remember watching it thinking it was Battle for Los Angeles. Like, what the fuck is this low budget sci-fi shit? And sure enough, it was a low budget sci-fi shit. And I was just we watched like, I think me and Habiki and Beetle watched like 30 minutes of it, and we were just like, I'm done, dude.
It's like
this was supposed to get the 15-minute treatment. It has gone beyond that.
It's like with Iron Man, they have like Iron Dude.
Yeah,
he just has like he has like a suit made out of like.
And then the biggest, my biggest grievance with them, X-Men TAS.
Oh yeah.
And they still don't even have Batman tasks.
Yeah.
It's like, get on the fucking ball. You have all these great fucking DC movies. Where's Batman the Animated Series? Bring back fucking X-Men and Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Yeah, and they have like all the weak-ass Batman ones that no one wants to watch. And then they have X-Men Evolution.
Yeah,
that no
X-Men
one wants to
Evolution, Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah.
The fucking old 70s Spider-Man and Spider-Man Unlimited.
Yeah.
All the garbage crap.
Yeah, but none of the classics. I don't know. I could go on forever about those, but I won't.
Okay, rant over. I'm done. Netflix needs to get on the ball and start thinking about customers, not about what fucking people are pirating.
I don't think Netflix knows shit about customers. I mean,
not anymore.
I don't think ever. I mean, that was the whole controversy when they got rid of when they took away the DVDs. We're like, well, we were not charging you guys enough.
Yeah.
Like any company that's gonna say that obviously has no idea. Like, they obviously don't know, one, how to communicate to their customers or know anything about, like, serving customers. So, like, after that, I'm just like, all right, nothing they do surprises me.
Yeah.
It's just all bullshit. But, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I'm sure, like, if like, they were to field your complaints, it's like, well, we did have all these other services for Netflix, but we were giving you too much value, so you didn't deserve all that. So, anyway, but I have an interesting news tidbit that the internet has been all abuzz about. It has been confirmed, people. Justin Bieber will be in the Man of Steel sequel, and he will play Lex Luthor. It's going to give you guys a moment to let that sink in. Has it sunk in? Because it's bullshit. And I have no idea how the hell anyone fell for any of that shit. It's just like, really? You really thought fucking Justin Bieber was going to be in that movie?
Oh, man.
I swear. Like,
People are stupid.
Reading all these comments, like, oh my god, no, please, for the love of God, not Justin Bieber. It's just like the second I saw it, I was like, first of all, the picture doesn't even look real. Maybe it is. Maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe he printed out his own script or whatever. But it's just like really like, especially following the whole fucking Batfleck thing, like you really think Warner Brothers would be like, oh, I know, like people are giving Ben Affleck fucking death threats. Let's cast that Bieber kid. People love him. You know, it's like they make a lot of dumb decisions, but I give them more credit than that to just stoke the flames and, you know, do something that stupid. But I don't know. But it was kind of funny to listen to people just like completely flip the fuck out. Like, I don't know. It was just funny. It was just funny too. And then like all the same people that were like coming to Ben Affleck's aid. It's like, oh man, well if Heath Ledger can do it, then so can Ben Affleck. But then when it's Justin Bieber, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, he doesn't have an acting bone in his body. I was like, well, people said the same shit about Heath Ledger. Oh, he should stick to boning people in the duty butt. I was like, okay, well, whatever. He proved us all wrong.
Oh, baby, baby, baby,
oh. I'll be fucking Joker Jr., dude.
Can you imagine with the Joker mustache?
Yeah.
Or, well, not mustache, the Joker smile.
Want to know how I got this great hairstyle?
Yeah, right. This conditioner. Brought to you by Herbal Essence.
You know how they say lather, rinse, repeat? I don't repeat.
Yeah, only once for the beebs. I don't know, but if it gave me like an idea of like, if fucking Justin Bieber is like Luthor, and then, you know, obviously Justin Timberlake wants to be the Riddler.
Yeah.
You know, they just do it like as a fucking musical.
That'd be awesome, dude.
I'm bringing Gotham back. Yeah.
How did I say it earlier? Damn crossword puzzles don't know how to act.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm bringing riddles back. Yeah.
Oh, and what's the other news? Channing Tatum being Gambit.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh man, that one's actually like a more legit one because I mean he's an actual actor.
Yeah.
And people were like flipping out the same way we flipped about Ben Affleck. But the same fucking douchebags that want to be like, hey, give the guy a chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a chance. If Heath Ledger could do it, Ben Affleck can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, but when it's Channing Tatum, let's be the pot calling the kettle black.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. It was so funny. And the thing, especially for me, because it's like, you know, Gambit's one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite characters. You know, pretty much one of my favorite X-Men, right along there with Rogue.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously, Channing Tatum is a terrible choice for Gambit. I mean, the whole thing came about with him saying he would like to play Gambit. You know, it wasn't even like, you know, rumor has it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, it's like, obviously, Josh Holloway is a shoo-in. Like, if Gambit ever makes it to the movies again, and they do it right, Josh Holloway is a perfect candidate. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, but the funny thing is the whole Channing Tatum is like, people have like this, like, just natural hate for him. Like, they just seem to despise him for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, and this is like you pointed out. It's like the same people that are defending Ben Affleck are going to be the same ones crucifying fucking Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, obviously when it wasn't your favorite character, it was okay. But now that it is, now it's like, oh, wait, hold up there, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
Batman's overrated. Anyone can be Batman. Oh, but it's Gambit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to have a Cajun accent.
Yeah, as long as you can do the Cajun accent.
Well, what happened with Rogue? She was supposed to have a fucking Southern Belle accent. They made that bitch come from Canada.
She still had the Southern accent. It was as fake as shit.
That was that was not Southern.
Well, I didn't say, well, yeah. Well, I mean, it was supposed to be Southern. It was a terrible fake accent, but I mean, yeah, that shit was awful. But, I lost my train of thought.
Sounds like she had corn in her mouth the whole time.
She probably did. She just sat there like, in between takes, this is good corn. Yeah, I skewered it myself.
Mon ami.
They're sitting there just roasting the corn on fucking Wolverine's claws. But yeah, so I don't know. And then that was the other thing. So it's like, okay, so first of all, obviously the whole thing, like, oh, well, we defend Ben Affleck bringing in Chris White, Channing Tatum. It's like, the likelihood of Gambit even being in another X-Men movie is, like, very slim. Like, by the time they'd even make another X-Men movie would at least be a couple years from now.
Yeah.
It's like the X-Men Days of Future Past hasn't come out yet. Gambit's not in that movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, by then, Channing Tatum's probably going to be making, like, Magic Mike 4, not even give a shit anymore, 27 Jump Street or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's like the whole hysteria.
He'll end up being Cyclops. Yeah, I think he would actually make a good Cyclops.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But it's just the whole hysteria over nothing. It's like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Ridiculous. Let it go. It's going to be all right. And Bieber is going to be in Batman. It's too bad.
I'm just eating it up because this shit's just like rumors, false rumor on the Biebs, and then it's just Channing Tatum's word of mouth.
Is this him
just
expressing
showing,
interest,
expressing interest, and people are flipping the fuck out. But when Ben Affleck's confirmed as Batman, we're just being fanboys, unruly fanboys. But when these people flip out over a rumor and an expressed interest, neither one an actual confirmation. Yeah. Oh no, I don't think so. Get the fuck away, 50 feet, bitch. 50 feet from my Gambit. Biebs, you need to stay in Canada.
Put the kinetic card down and walk away.
But you're not being fanboy. You're just being rightfully protective. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Now you know how it feels, fuckers.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. Is this? I don't even have anything. I don't even have anything to say.
In the words of Hit Girl, game on, cocksuckers.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick my foot in your snatch.
I wish I had a taser from a disgruntled DARPA employee.
Yeah, right. Oh man. That was a great movie. I just want to talk about Kick-Ass 2 for a little bit. I was a little bit apprehensive about seeing it at first because a lot of people were giving it like bad reviews, like, oh, it's not very good, it sucked, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, if you enjoyed the first one, you'll likely enjoy the second one. Obviously, if you didn't enjoy the first one, you're probably going to hate the second one even more because it's like, it's like, for me, like the first one started off really grounded, and then it got dark, and then it got ridiculous. The second one starts off ridiculous and ends even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like there's no gradual progression. It just jumps the shark like right off the bat. But it's like it's fun. It's such a fun movie, and it's just like going to like Jim Carrey's comments about, oh, this is so violent, and now with Sandy Hook, I can't be a part of this film. I'm like, yeah, it was very violent. It was ultra violent. But it was cartoonish violence.
It was like itchy and scratchy.
It was like the scene I want to... Yeah, that's a perfect example, because the scene I want to point out the most is, Mother Russia is killing all these cops that, for whatever reason, keep coming one at a time.
Yeah.
And she picks up... Well, there's two parts. The part where she throws the propane canister and it goes through the window and blows the doors off the car and the cops fly out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
It's like,
so
okay.
they're just getting, like, toasted.
Yeah, they would have just roasted in there. But the part where, like, it's like they jumped one shark. And then it was like, they have this on C-Lab where they're making fun of the Jump the Shark reference, and the shark has the vest, and he has like the leather jacket, and he jumps over, what's his face, the Fonz. So it's like the shark jumping, like even more ridiculous. So she gets a lawnmower, starts the lawnmower, which I don't even know what was pressing down the thing to keep the blade spinning. But I'll completely disregard that. Backs up the car into the cop car, and the cops just sit there looking bewildered. They don't try and do anything. They're just sit there like a deer in the headlights.
What
is she doing? Oh, God! And then she just fucking slams into him. The lawnmower flies off the back of the squad car through the window. And somehow, okay, so even if you can buy that somehow, one, the lawnmower would still be on, 2, it would fly through the window and the blade would still be spinning, and 3, it would kill somebody by, I guess, flying into their face and chopping it off.
Yeah.
It killed both of them. The lawnmower is not big enough to kill 2 people.
The radius of a lawnmower is roughly, 20 to 24 inches.
Yeah.
If the guys just, ducked and,
unless they
jumped
were,
out the
making
car,
out, and it just cut both of their heads at the same time. It was like fucking, magic
otherwise,
bullet
I think
theory,
the worst damage it really... if you actually, look at the footage, it's okay, their hands are obviously mangled.
Well, even then...
And on top of that, there was, again, the lever. There's nothing pressing the lever down. But it's just a hunky piece of equipment going through the window.
But it's but the whole thing is it's when you see something like that, it's okay, this is just really silly.
Yeah, it's campy, it's cheesy, it's fun.
It's it's fun, just ridiculous violence, but it's I can't be horrified by it because it's so unrealistic.
Yeah, I was able to suspend disbelief and just enjoy myself. That wouldn't happen, but, it's cartoony, it's fun.
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass. We were the only two
we were
people
laughing. But that was the whole thing.
laughing.
It's I can't suspend my disbelief because it's so ridiculous where it's I'm not looking at this as a real piece of violence. Like you said, Itchy and Scratchy is perfect.
Yeah.
It's crazy over-the-top violence, but it's a fucking cartoon at this point.
Yeah.
And you're just laughing your ass off because it's just... Mother Russia's character alone is just so ridiculous, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole thing is with Hit Girl, there's a scene in the first movie where she goes into I think they're the drug dealers, and I guess they have some prostitutes, and she just kills everyone in the room.
Yeah.
Including
just
the one
in cold
woman,
blood.
including the one woman who was unarmed that was trying to escape, and she just skewers her with her fucking staff.
Yeah.
And this one, ironically, they toned down the violence with Hit Girl. She even spares somebody's life until or actually she still spared him.
Yeah, she just cut his hand off.
Cut his hand off, and that's only after he tried to attack her after he surrendered. So it's it's not like you don't have her chopping a lot of limbs off, only one limb. So I don't know. And then at the end, spoiler alert. Well, I won't say who gets eaten, but someone gets eaten by a shark. But technically, he doesn't get eaten; just eats his dick off and all his limbs. But it's just stuff like that. It's just I don't know. If you enjoy a dark comedy, which if you enjoy Kick-Ass at all, you enjoy dark comedy because even the first one, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's you'll love it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous fun. I have no idea why Jim Carrey is going to be oh, this is the movie where the violence is too over the top.
Yeah, like Sandy Hook. I would understand if he played... I don't know, Bullseye or somebody in a Punisher movie.
Yeah.
And you'd be okay, because of Sandy Hook. It's okay, I can understand it because it's all guns and it's Punisher.
A great example would be if he was involved in the season premiere of Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Where they had the kid that goes and shoots at the school. If he was in that episode and he was oh God, this really just happened. I have to distance myself because this is too close. This hit too close to home.
Yeah, it hits too close to home.
That I can understand. And again, I mean, that's his opinion, even if he feels Kick-Ass was too violent. But it just it set me up for completely different expectations because I was expecting. I was expecting that gritty violence.
He dies 20 minutes into the fucking into when he's introduced. 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Before the hour mark is done.
Mm-hmm.
He dies.
And speaking of that,
and
that's
so quick and easy. So nonchalant, very anticlimactic.
I don't know. For me, first of all, his whole character, just to give Jim Carrey some props, that was probably...
His character was incredible.
I would say that was probably, hands down, my favorite Jim Carrey character, period.
I wouldn't go that far,
even
but definitely top 5.
I would say my favorite one, because it's you go back to some of his older films, his quote-unquote classics that were classics back then, The Mask and Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
I can't imagine sitting down and watching those movies.
Well,
now and still
I'd be more
them.
inclined to include The Truman Show.
Yeah, that was
Eternal
also a good
Sunshine.
One. But to me, it's those were good movies, but his character himself, especially Eternal Sunshine, wasn't oh man, I love this character. I want to see more of this character.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean,
as far as charisma.
Yeah, as far as just the character himself, oh my god, the character is so awesome. I just want to see a movie with him, Big Daddy, and Hit Girl, and they just go off just being crime fighters.
Yeah.
Because it was so great, and it was so not Jim Carrey. He didn't have the usual Jim Carrey quirks that he always brings to all of his roles.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I loved it.
The slapstickiness.
Yeah.
It was just he's using this plastic face for an actual acting
thing,
not just to make people laugh. It's just he just put on an actual mask, and it's just like what? Like, cause like I was always stunned because I saw that when the trailer first came out. I was just like, I don't know where Jim Carrey is in this movie. And then I saw a picture like, yeah, this is Jim Carrey. I was like, that was Jim Carrey? Yeah, be fucking shitting me. And I had to go back and I was like, I still couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Like I look and I look and I look and I was like, that's not Jim Carrey. Like that is not Jim Carrey, you know? Like I was flabbergasted, dude.
Yeah. But I don't know. He was a great character. And it was kind of funny. Like there's like that thread that kind of runs through the whole movie. It's like, he's a great character. He dies too soon. John Leguizamo, his chemistry with motherfucker is so great.
I know. It was
fucking
great.
shank in the throat, you know,
just
and
dies suddenly. Like he was gone before you really got to know him. You know, it was like he was really funny. He was really like he just captured your interest like immediately.
Yeah,
you know, because he was just giving what's his name, Christopher Mintz-Plass's character.
Yeah, McLovin.
I like how I repeat what you say. Yeah, he was giving motherfucker's character, you know, just shit. You know, like he didn't give a fuck who he was. You know, he was just like talking shit to him or you know,
he was, like,
questioning his authority.
He was just so grounded.
Yeah,
he's just like, because obviously you can tell he cares about this kid. You know, he's been working with the guy's family. You know, obviously in the movie, again, well, obviously you've been spoiling the whole thing. But, you know, McLovin's character, his mom, he accidentally kills his mom as she's tanning. And obviously his dad died, got blown up with a bazooka. Which I love how they keep referencing that. Like, just to go off on the side, when at the very, like, final, like, battle, when he confronts Kick-Ass, and Kick-Ass is like, you killed my dad. And he's like, you blew my dad up with a bazooka! Yeah. You know? It's like you're supposed to feel like some sort of emotion, but the way he says it is so funny.
Yeah.
It's not. You can't even say like rocket launcher or like RPG, but just bazooka.
Yeah.
I love how like Kick-Ass has no rebuttal. He's like, whatever. Yeah, I did. That would fuck you up too.
Your dad was a fucking asshole. What can I say?
Yeah, but like go back to John Leguizamo's character. It's like it's like you can tell he cares about this kid. He's just trying to get him to like not do too much craziness, you know. He's sitting here, you know, he's helping him out. He's enabling him, but at the same time, he's trying to, like, be like, hey, you know, let's not go overboard.
Trying to go about the right way.
Yeah, but it's like, obviously, you can't control this kid. This kid is crazy.
Yeah.
That's the thing I love, too. This character is so over the top, and he's, like, such a little weenie. Like, you know, he's going there and he's training with Chuck Liddell, and he's thinking he's a badass, getting his ass beat, you know, trying to fight.
Yeah.
My favorite part he's fighting this dude, you know, he's supposedly taking these martial arts lessons, and the guy's whooping his ass, and the guy, you know, they pull him off of him, and he's walking away, and he's like, street rules, bitch, and tries to sucker punch him just to get dropped again, and then he finally comes to the realization, you know what, maybe being a fighter is not for me.
Money's my superpower.
Yes, money's my superpower.
Like, damn it, I wish it was mine.
Like, right at that point, I'm like, all right, I love this character. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Because, like, you know, he obviously, you know, all the characters have these ridiculous names, like, you know,
Genghis Carnage.
Yeah, Genghis Carnage,
Mother
Russia, Black Death.
Yeah.
But then it's like, when I first heard the names, I was like, this is terrible. Come on, Mark Miller. But when you find out
Tumor.
Yeah, but when you find out he's the one naming them, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's a fucking kid, you know, so I don't know. I enjoyed the movie overall. Like, obviously there are, like, some points where it's like, I mean, where it gets, like, so mind-blowingly ridiculous, but I don't know. To me, hey, it's part of the fun. You got a dog on your balls.
Yeah, you got a dog in your balls.
Oh yeah, actually that was the part I was gonna mention where you're talking about Jim Carrey's character's death, Colonel Stars and Stripes. I don't know, like I didn't feel it was anticlimactic. For me, that was the only part. That was the only violence in the whole film where I felt anything. Because he was such a cool character, and you see everyone walk in, and you're like, he's gonna die. Or even when the dog starts barking, even before that.
Oh
like,
right, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you were already set up, but I just felt like he was just so, like, outnumbered. He took nobody with him.
Yeah.
He was just, like, killed. I was just like, that's why I felt it was so anticlimactic. Because, like, you see it coming, obviously. And, yeah, obviously I did feel for him. But I was just kind of like, really? This is how the hero goes out? Like, it was just a
bummer.
Yeah, it really was. No. It was just like, wow, he literally went down without a fight. Like, he was talking shit to the end, but it's like, that's not the same. It's not the same as, like, fighting and giving it your all. Like, he was completely outclassed, you know? Like, he threw a punch when he's always teaching to throw palm strikes, you know? So it's like, he was doing everything that he taught wrong, you know?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. It was just
It is
really
because he was like the best dude in their crew, and he got taken down like nothing. I mean, granted, like Mother Russia's like this superhuman beast, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But even so, yeah, you would have hoped he would have put up a better fight, but he just gets crushed and is fucking stabbed through the heart. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess for me it was just
and then his head's chopped off.
Yeah.
And the best she does is like, "Don't worry, I chop your head off after you're dead."
Yeah. I make it clean. Oh, that I was gonna get off the topic, but I have to mention this. So obviously, you know, they changed a few scenes from the comics, and I thought they went about it like really well the way they changed it for the movie. Or the part where after they kill him, you know, he's like, "Do you want me to kill the dog?" It's like, "No, what do you think? I'm some sort of monster? Don't kill the dog," you know. And then later on, when they go to Night Bitch, I think she was the only character where like her name didn't really fit, because like, okay, with all the villains, obviously Motherfucker named him, and he named himself Motherfucker, so you see where this is going. But like, you're really gonna name yourself Night Bitch, really? You know. So they go to her house, and in the comic they gang rape her, but in the movie, you know, they go there with that intention, but Motherfucker can't get an erection. Yeah. So he's just like, they just beat her up. But it was just kind of, they made it, you know, they made it like comical rather than like horrifying. You know?
Yeah.
I love that. He's like, hold on, just give me a second. I can't do this right now.
You know, and then she makes a crack like, "Oh, I forget what she says."
Yeah. Something. Shut up, bitch.
It was like half funny, and then he like slaps her.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
How about my fist in your face? But yeah, so I don't know. But it was a good movie. I would recommend it if you enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. The only real big gripe I have out of like all the gripes I had, all that stuff is like passable, because that's like your typical fun B movie like mistakes. Like every fun B movie, Rumble in the Bronx, pretty much any Jackie Chan movie is going to have those kind of like continuity errors where it's like, yeah, it's not really, it doesn't want you to care about the drama. It's there, but it's not doing its job. It's like you're there for the action.
I felt like they did want you to care about the drama because they spent so much time on it.
I guess. I just didn't. Like, I was having too much fun with the action scenes. It's like, I just really wish, like, action movies nowadays would just focus on the fucking action. I want like, an hour of action, 15 minutes at max of dialogue, and then, I don't know, another 15 minutes of, like, just people falling randomly.
So, in other words...
People falling down like rain and dying.
In other words, you want the Raid Redemption.
Yes, the Raid Redemption. Raid Redemption and like the last 25 minutes of Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Star.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's a Jackie Chan movie.
And
what do you call it? Meals on Wheels or Wheels on Meals.
Yeah. That's a classic. But yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I thought some of the drama worked. I mean, and there were like certain parts where with Kick-Ass, where his girlfriend just like abruptly breaks up with him, even though like she already knows at this point that he's a superhero.
Yeah, that part was funny to me. Like I thought she was like, she's fucking gorgeous, man. She's hot. She's got really pretty eyes. And then like the way they just like wrote her out. Like, I hadn't read the comics, but like, you know, she was all in love with him, and you know, they went through this whole like he almost died thing. So I figured there might be like some bond, or the bond would strengthen and stuff.
You would think so.
Yeah, it's like he just doesn't tell her that he's going to train, and so she uses that as justification to like sleep around with other guys. So it just
Hey, this is Steve from the 12A podcast, where we've got movies and entertainment for you. If you want to learn how to get to second base for $1, check us out on the 4-Eyed Radio Network at 4eyedradio.com.